All right, this video is a review of how to take notes for a flipped classroom. Some of you did this in 6th grade if you were at Selwood. Some of you did them with Miss White. She does them a little bit differently than I did. And even if you had me in 6th grade, this is still a good review, and it's a little bit different now because we're using Canvas to turn in our assignments. So in this video, we're going to learn all about what a flipped classroom is and what it means for you as a student. So right now you should have your spiral open. It should be open to a clean page that's just the next one in your notebook that you haven't used yet. And then up at the top, you should title it Flipped Classroom, and you should put the date down. Okay, so pause if you need to until you get those two things written down. As we go through this video, you're going to write down everything that I write down in the video, as well as any questions you might have or any other things that maybe I say but don't write down but you think are important to note. You can write those down as well. All right, so you might be wondering, what is a flipped class? A flipped classroom is where you watch videos made by your teacher to learn a new topic when you're at home. So your homework, instead of doing like extra practice or a worksheet or anything, you're watching videos to learn a new idea for the next day in class. Then when we're all together the next day, we practice it together and everyone will have watched the video, so everyone will be ready to go. In 8th grade this year, we are going to be doing some aspects of our homework will be flipped videos, and some will be work that's done out of our textbook. So everything in here still applies, but we will also be having problems from the book too. So why would we want to do a flipped classroom? Well, there are lots of benefits. The biggest one is probably that you can watch it more than once if you need to, either once right after another or a few days later when you realize you didn't understand it, you can go back and watch it again. And now's also a good time for you to check. Have you written down everything that I've written down? If not, you should pause and get caught up. Another great thing about watching videos at home is that you can stop and go back if you miss something in the middle of the video. You can just go back and re-watch a short section if you need to. Also, for a lot of students, they find that when they're watching videos at home, there's fewer distractions than there might be during the classroom. And finally, it gives us more time for practice and activities during class, so we can spend our class time actually doing math together instead of just having to listen to the teacher talk all the time. Now, at this point, you might be wondering, but why do I have to write all this down? Why do we take notes? There are so many reasons why we take notes. Let's just write down a few of them. So, when you write something down, it helps you remember. I know sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but it does. It's proven. Also, videos are really excellent for you to be able to look at as a reminder of what to do, either the next day or a few weeks later if you forget it later. And finally, it proves to me that you were paying attention when you watched the video. So this is the least important of all the reasons, but it is still true. It's how I can tell that you were actually paying attention when you watched it. All right, so at this point, you should have in your notebook, you should have everything written down that I wrote down. And I have run out of room on my page, so I'm going to move to a new page. But if you still have room on yours, you just keep on writing as we keep going. Okay? All right, now almost every video is going to have a practice problem at the end. And so this is usually just one question, sometimes it might be 2 or 3, that is about the material that was in the video. And it's the only problem in the whole video that I don't give you the answer to within the video. And so that's one that I want you to try and figure out on your own. And the whole point is that it helps me know how much more help or practice you need. And usually I'm able to check it and tell you if you got it right or not, either in class or through Canvas. I can't always do that, but I try to. And so to help make that easier for me, when you turn in your assignment in Canvas, what you're going to do is there's going to be a text box, and you're going to type out your answer to the practice problem, or you're going to take a picture and insert it into that text box to show me your practice problem. And then when I go through, I'll correct them within Canvas, and I'll be able to see your answer to the practice problem there. All right, so once you've taken the notes, what do you do with them? First of all, they should be in your spiral, so you're going to bring them to class every single day. You're going to use them if you ever get stuck. So how often are you going to need to do video notes, and how long should they take? Now, unfortunately, I can't give you a really concrete answer on that yet. We're just going to kind of have to see how the year goes. I'm going to say that it's probably going to be 1 or 2 videos a week, but they're going to be quite a bit longer than the ones that you may have done in 6th grade. So each video is about 10 to 15 minutes long, and it has you doing quite a bit of math within the videos. We're going to be using the videos that I used last year when we were doing our fully online instruction. And so sometimes I'll say things that don't totally make sense because I was making them during online instruction only. And so things are a little bit different this year, but the content in the videos is still good. So I'm still going to use them this year so that I don't have to remake all of my videos. Now, as you might remember, if you've done flipped videos in the past, if a video is 10 or 15 minutes long, it usually takes longer than that to actually do the video. So I would anticipate that each video would take about 30 minutes to do once you've paused, worked on the math, rewinded sometimes to think through things, and worked on the practice problem. I would expect it to be more like a 30-minute adventure. It might be a little bit longer than that in the beginning of the year as you're getting used to the format and kind of figuring out how to do them efficiently. But pretty soon it should settle into being about 30 minutes for each one. All right, we've reached the end. That means that there's a practice problem for you. In this one, there's actually going to be 2. First one, how long did this video take you? I want you to estimate about how long has it been since you started and write down the number of minutes, please, so that I can get a sense of how long it took. And I want you to tell me what is one benefit of a flipped classroom. You can think of something on your own, or you can check back in your notes if you can't think of anything. All right, once you have answered the practice problems in your spiral, you are going to go into Canvas. You should already be in Canvas. That should be where you're watching this video. And you are going to submit this assignment. It's going to give you a text box to write in. And so you are going to type your answer to the first question, how long did this video take you? And the second question, what is one benefit of a flipped classroom? You're going to type both answers into that text box, and then you are going to submit the assignment. Good luck.